But all I can say is that there's really big benefits in being able to provide people solutions, and not just, I can list your house, I charge you X, Y, and Z dollars.
That's right.
You know, your days on market are going to be, we want a 6-month contract. The biggest thing I would say is, you know, besides how we get the cold business that calls us, you know, just we send a lot of mail. Direct mail is key down here, and even if they don't list, we get referrals of their friends that want to list. That's or right. We get a bunch of people that want to buy because they say, well, you know, we're not going to sell anymore, but our friends want something like this. Do you have anything?
Welcome to Real Estate Success Partner. We're your hosts, Devin Dubuc,
David Wynn,
and we're here to talk about how to have great success in every market. David, brother, you got somebody absolutely amazing here today. Who'd you bring in today, my man?
Man, I want you to introduce you guys to Kevin Bartlett, the Hammer of Florida. His numbers are amazing. He's doing great things out there in Florida as a real estate agent.
Welcome to the show, Kevin.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me, guys. Pleasure to be here. And how's it over there weather-wise? You know, it's nice and 82 degrees here, getting ready for our cold days over here.
Quit flexing.
Yeah, I was to say, don't rub it in, buddy. You know, actually, I'll be there this Sunday. I'm flying down to Tampa. I'll be there from the 12th to the 16th, so I get to enjoy some of that great weather.
Oh, there you go. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yes, sir. So we know who you are. We know where you're located, but sometimes our audience isn't familiar. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Kevin.
I'm Kevin Bartlett. I was born and raised in Estero, Florida, and I ventured a whole 2 minutes over to Bonita Springs, Florida, where I live now. And you know, I was born and raised in, you know, the area, and I basically went away to college for a couple years in Alabama, and had a great time, and learned a lot. You know, how to drink and watch football, and then I came back home.
Sounds like college.
And yeah, and you know, I got into real estate when I came back to FGCU and finished up my degree. So, you know, it took me 6 years, but you know, I have a little diploma. But you know, the biggest thing is I got my broker's license in real estate before I got my college degree, and you know, we're going to be putting that to work soon. So that's just a little tidbit about me.
Nice. So, what part of Florida?
Estero, Bonita, Naples area, so southwest. Just in between, about an hour away from Port Charlotte area.
You're down there by Cape Coral, right?
That's right. Where
I've got
hurricane
actually
hit last year.
Yeah, no, I know, and actually one of my star employees is down there. Dana Harris. She takes care of all my numbers. She's fantastic, and she's one of your neighbors. She's right there in Cape Coral.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, in fact, we plan to get down there at some point in time. She keeps inviting the wife and I down. I think we're going to make it down at some point in time. We'll have to connect.
Oh, there you go. That's, you know, Cape Coral is the most average city in America, in my opinion, because my grandma lived there for years. But, man, they have some of the best restaurants, you know, without a doubt.
That's what she says.
But Tito Ortiz just opened a cantina around here and relocated, and so did Dog the Bounty Hunter, who's in Marco Island.
That's wild.
Oh, you know, we got some reality TV coming.
You do. You do. Some UFC legend, too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So Kevin, our audience wants to know, and obviously you didn't get the memo that this is supposed to be an off year. You know, the market's bad, interest rates are all-time high. Your numbers don't reflect that, man. You're having a really good year right now, where other real estate agents are struggling. What are you doing out there, man? They want to know what's Kevin Bartlett doing out there?
Magic, from what I see,
to be so successful when everybody else is struggling, or the majority of the people are struggling out there.
Well, we have a great headset. Number one, it's a gaming headset. It's comfy on the ears. You can move your glasses around. You know, it's really. You know, 10 out of 10 would recommend. And it was on sale on Amazon. But, you know, you have to use the thing, so there's a lot of calling that's involved.
Yep.
What happened, I mean, you know, this year I loaded up at the beginning of the year where I just had a ton of closings delayed into the next, you know, into 2023. But, you know, I thought it was going to be a really bad year too, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of figuring 24 might be a lot slower than what it is. We've been blessed with such a great market for the past 3 years,
That's right.
but the swings, which when I first started, that was my biggest concern. How do you stay afloat when the market goes in shifts? But if you do the work and you work hard, people recognize it, and you get business from the least expected places.
Yeah.
But a big one is we hit the phones hard. We get a lot of leads, and we like to target sellers mostly because who wants to sit in the car with a buyer all day? And you can have 5 seller appointments, or you can be with the same buyer for 5 hours. So,
Yeah.
so that's the big thing. But we get a lot of overflow on buyers. My market specifically is a lot of cash, just because of the location, and no one really wants. There's no motivation for anyone to go ahead and buy right now. So that's how I keep things swinging. I think I've sold like 280 this year so far.
Yep.
Including my off-market deals. But you just got to do the work, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. So that's
We talk about it all the time, man. You mentioned it right off the starting bat. It's the phone, right? Funny that you talk about the headset, but you're right. It's hey, how can I make as many calls as I can the fastest? Last time I checked, when your hands are free, you can make those phones dial pretty quick, right? And at the end of the day, the great people in this industry, they know the phone is your friend. That's where the money is made. If you're sitting around or trying to build relationships at the bar, it's just not going to happen. You may meet a few people there, but that's not where the money's at. The money's sitting in the office, doing the hard work, putting out the effort to bring the business. You figured that out. You mentioned it. You've got hundreds of loans closed this year. We knew that already, but that might make somebody else who's peeking into this podcast perk up their ears a little bit and go, well, what the heck are you doing? Who are you calling, right? So let's talk about who are you calling?
Yeah, where are you getting your leads?
for sale by owners, expireds, terminateds. I mean, cold listings, you don't get anything. What we've done is we've really concocted a secret formula that I'd be willing to share off the podcast. But, I don't really want to tell people exactly what we do. But all I can say is that there's really big benefits in being able to provide people solutions.
Yeah.
And not just, I can list your house, I charge you X, Y, and Z dollars.
That's
and,
right.
Your days on market are going to be, we want a 6-month contract. The biggest thing I would say is, besides how we get the cold business that calls us, we send a lot of mail. Direct mail is key down here. And even if they don't list, we get referrals of their friends that want to list.
That's
or
right.
we get a bunch of people that want to buy because they say, well, we're not going to sell anymore, but our friends want something like this. Do you have anything? So, it's just a big thing is keeping your CRM up to date, which David actually taught me, a trick. You can teach the old dog new tricks. And, make sure these fingers, don't have to work as much.
That's right.
But, the biggest thing is just you got to be out there, and I don't think sitting in the office is key. I think there's a potential there, but if you're in the office 2 days a week, full days, the rest of the time you should be out in the field.
Right.
Driving for dollars, seeing door knocking and everything like that. But you just got to meet the right people, and you got to figure out. Data has more to do with that than anything else.
That's
so
right.
You just, you need to know who's going to buy. You need to know who's going to sell, because ultimately, if you control the listings, you're going to get buyers automatically just off
That's
of it.
right.
So that's the big thing. It is what it is. It's a simple formula, but no one wants to follow it. No one wants to follow it.
Yeah, the simple formula is a process. If you follow the process and you do it every single day, you're going to have success, right? And that's what most people don't want to do. Most people want instant gratification, and they don't realize that to get where you are, Kevin, there was a process behind that. You had to figure out what the model was going to be, and then you just had to execute. And the execution isn't one time, 2 times, 10 times. It's every day. It's every single day.
Well, that's the funniest thing because, when I first started, my first 5 years, it took me it took 5 years to feel like a real agent and busy.
Yeah.
And, I look back and I'm like, man, I wanted to be so busy, so, just keep me going. And now I'm here and I wish I could go back and say,
You want some time off, huh?
I just, like a day or two, not much. But,
Well,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's just you want your phone to sometimes, you don't have people calling at all hours of the day over frivolous stuff, you can't really control. Like, I don't know you or me, but the biggest thing I screwed up when I first started was people have my personal cell phone number.
Yeah.
And I will never make that mistake anymore unless they are a client of mine that, is understanding, because you have to set boundaries.
That's right.
When you get at the beginning, you might be able to feel like, oh, I can do anything I want. I'm going to have all the time, everyone's going to do this. But realistically, you need to be able to unwind and unplug. And I can't do that with my phone. I hate seeing notifications. I hate, instant gratification for everyone. And I can tell you how many deals I probably lost because I didn't instantly call them right back.
Right.
Right. Buyers, sellers, partner referrals, but that's the lay of the land. You guys get busy, right? You're on the phone with another, getting a loan application submitted, and a random number calls you, and you might have lost the loan because you didn't answer their call. It's unfortunate, but it is.
And I'll tell you, Kevin, we've actually got a little secret for that. We're still in the process of building it out, but what we've done is we've created a rollover that transitions to our concierge queue. And what that allows to happen is, because you're 100% right, you can't be on a call and be on another call. You can't be at 10 places at once, right? But if you've got somebody who can pick up that phone and take that information for you, and that you make sure that you've got a system for that where it never gets missed. You can be in multiple places at one time, but you're right. We all learn the hard way. It's like, I can't answer every single call, but I want to, and people are demanding. What we know is that if they call and you don't pick up, they're probably just going to make the next call. It's just how it works. That's just how it works.
That is correct. And, I don't know, how long have you been in the business?
A couple of decades.
Oh, that's it?
That's it, man. I'm just getting started.
That's right. So you have a lot more years on me, right? I sold, this is my 8th year in the business. I've had probably 1,200 transactions.
Yeah.
Which, is, it's a lot, but, there's a lot more to grow. And the biggest thing is, when you're sitting with people in an office, in a car, myself, I'm always undivided attention with them.
That's right.
For about 3 minutes because I have ADD. But I don't go pick up my phone.
I think you have to have ADD to be in this industry.
That you're 100% you do. But when someone's sitting in front of me, like, I'm not going to pick up a call because I'm on a if I'm on a podcast like this, even though I really want to, it's rude.
That's right.
But
it is.
As long as, when I grew and I got 1 assistant, then I got 2, then I got 3 more agents involved, your process gets easier. And, you just have to designate a system for that. And, I mean, what do most people, that ask you guys questions from the podcast people, what's the big, 2 questions that they ask you all the time? How to get business without doing any work?
Oh, no question about it. Everybody wants the easy way around it. We always talk about it. there's no magic beans, right? Everybody wants the simple answer. Oh man, we do this really special thing, and that's why we're so successful. Brother, we're with you. It's about the grind. We get up every day. We actually have a process because we're coached, and I think if you're in this industry, you should be coached, right? We can always find ways to get better, and when you've got other people looking at from the outside in, they can help you find that success. But what we do every day, 9 o'clock, we get up without fail for 2 hours. We do networking activity. We're reaching out to people. We're making connections. We're building relationships. We're setting appointments so that we can find great success. Now, we do have a podcast, and I think the podcast does help with business, but it's not because people are calling in because they hear the podcast for us and saying, we heard your podcast, we want to do business. It's because they use the podcast to hear who we are and what we're about and what we're offering to the industry. And when they get done listening to one of our podcasts, just like, David knows, they go, man, you know what? I actually trust these guys. They're relatable. At the end of the day, they've got great tips. They're there to actually provide answers in this industry. They're bringing on great people from across the United States that are all, really successful at what they do, and they're sharing their stories. And I think that's why we do the podcast. It's more about educating the consumers, letting them know, what's available to them, and then, if they hear what they do from us and they love it, hey, yeah, of course, there's going to be some perks to that as well, right? We're going to see some business come from that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And my magic beans are I have 50 different people referring me business at a time, and that's the only way to be successful, because you're
100%.
not going to get 50 deals from one person. That's just the truth. So how do I this is the most relatable thing I've ever heard, right? And I heard this 6 weeks ago from a guy that I know, and he said he owns a pizza shop.
Yeah.
So he owned about 15 or 20 when he got to the height. And he said, when I have my first store, how would I get more Friday and Saturdays mainly? And, how do I get more Friday and Saturday, tickets?
That's right.
And how do you get more Friday and Saturday tickets? You get
Marketing.
more referral sources.
Yeah, promote. That's it. That's exactly right.
In their case, they bought more stores, because the only way to get more Friday and Saturdays in a pizza shop is you need more doors.
That's right.
And in real estate, I think doors are sphere of influences that are going to be able to refer you business, because even if you get one deal per 50 sources, you're going to get one deal per 50. So you're going to get 50 leads that are well vetted, qualified per year, that probably will close, or they'll close in the next year. So it's just building that book of business.
That's it. Yeah.
So Kevin, you know what our coaches say in our sphere of influence
Yep.
is? For every 100, and this has been vetted out across the country, for every 100 people that you contact on a monthly basis, you should be quarterly. You should be able to extract 1 to 3 per month. That's per month. By consistently hitting that database. That's one of the things that we talked about a little bit is, a lot of agents don't realize that's gold in their database.
Well, we've got a lot of touch points with that too.
Yeah.
So for us, we hit them by phone once a quarter, but we're also hitting them by mail. We're hitting them through email. We're hitting them through text message. And it's not, it's typically a lot of it's just about, giving them tips in the industry, making sure that they know that we're there for them when they need us, right? But the one thing that we always do is we always ask them if they have any referral relationships, because we want to provide the great experience that we provided for them to their friends, family, and coworkers. And we found that's a great way to extract referrals. Sounds like you do the same thing.
Yeah, we do it a little bit different, because in the real estate side, my first 6 years, my first year I tried to send everyone a happy 1-year anniversary card. Yeah. And then I sold 100 more homes, and I'm like, I'm not writing all this stuff out. So, you either automate it or, direct mail down here does really well.
Yep.
But the fun thing I found was, when we talk to people, and we built relationships with these people.
That's
and
right.
you're not gonna keep these people for the lifetime of them, because unfortunately in our business, it's just there's 60,000 agents in the area that everyone acts like they're number one, when they're really they're not doing anywhere near what we're doing.
Right.
But, it's the market. So we'll take market share here, and people will take market share there. But finding everyone's address to mail to and everything like that, what we try and do is touch base quarterly with all our past clients, sellers, buyers, spare.
That's it.
And we email them because the taking time out of their day, that's the big thing, and you can't really do anything besides that. And that's really what we've found really valuable, because we get a ton of
100%.
referrals from people we have never done business with, just because they talked to their friends who knew someone coming down to
That's
the
right.
area. And I'm like, how did you meet? Learn about me. They're like, oh, so and so gave us your number. I'm like, oh, okay. Where do they live? And they're, you send them a thank you card then. Hey, thanks for referring me and thinking of me.
That's
I
right.
really appreciate this.
Well, it's funny how that works. I recently stopped by Watches of Switzerland here in Dallas, and ran into my watch guy, and he's like, hey, thank you for everything. And I was like, and I didn't know. So I'd love, what did I do? And he said, well, we closed our loan recently, and we're in our house, and as a result of that, we got your polished cigars, we got your cookies, and man, thank you so much for that business. And you're right, because again, I touch base with him from time to time. He knows what I do in this industry. He'd reached out to me, and I'd connected him with one of my people, and he closed that loan with us, and he he was truly appreciative of it. And as a result of that, we get referrals from him, and we get referrals from other people. But it's all about the way that we connect with those people, what we do for them, how we take care of them. And when they see that, and they see that you're doing something different than everybody else, they're going to want to have that great experience for their friends and family. And we connect with our people once a quarter too. So, I mean, we're right on that same process. And you're right. A lot of the times they're going to refer their friend because they had such a great experience with you. That's where people in this industry have to respect your past customers. Is a great place for you to find business, because if you treated them right during that transaction, they're going to want to come back, and they're going to want their friends to do it too, right? So, but the other thing you said you're going to lose some, that go to other places. But last time I looked, you're closing hundreds of loans a year, so your sphere of influence is just continuing to grow. So for the ones that you're losing, you're bringing it back 3 times full, and that's where that business is coming from, brother. It's because you guys are doing such a great job.
Well, this year I lost a deal that I sold her house, and she still used the same insurance, everyone that I recommended, but she didn't use me because she said I was doing too well.
You were doing. She wanted to throw a bone to the little guy. Is that?
That's
Kevin,
I'm
you're
like,
too successful, and I can't make you more successful. I don't know that I've ever heard that one, man. That's interesting.
and you get to a point there, but it's so funny to hear that because you I hate to say it, we're it's a dog eat dog world that you can have relationships in.
Yeah.
But it's it's still commission based, and I don't even care about the money sometimes. I care about getting the deal done.
That's right.
It's
The
just
relationship.
it's that. But like going to your watch guy who gave you probably a nice Patek Philippe after you got him some cookies and a loan, right?
100%. 100%, man. You got to take care of your people. They take care of you.
Let's talk a little bit about your success. Everybody thinks, man, you're doing hundreds of transactions. What they don't know, which I know, is you're just now hiring. It's been the Kevin Bartlett solo team, you doing this all by yourself up until about this year. So
how do you do that?
How do you do this many transactions just you over the years? Because obviously you must not eat, sleep, or do anything else but real estate, because that's a massive amount of transactions just
It
you.
is, yeah.
So what I do know is that means that you work a lot. You put in a lot of work to get here.
Oh, that's I haven't been out of town in 3.5 years.
So we're coming to you.
Yeah. No, but and that's one thing I want to get back, because you can buy your time back.
Yeah.
You can't, you can't grow. And I think that's actually a really big, point where if you're not willing to put the work in, and, everyone has that threshold, but I mean, I enjoyed meeting people, and I like being really busy. I don't like sitting at the office and,
That's right.
I don't like sitting calling people. That's like, point blank. I do it because I have to.
That's right.
But, my whole goal on the phone is to get someone that says, hey, let's go look at some houses, or let's go, let's go buy a house today. Because that's my motivation and my treat, basically, to get out of the office and not make my, I got my call in, I got all my calls, I got this client, let's go sell them something right now.
Yeah.
And, that's the one thing that it's a game against, yourself to figure out that.
I don't think if the people might have followed this in the beginning, but I sure did. What you said is, I'm reaching out to expired listings. I'm reaching out to for sale by owners. I'm knocking on doors. Like, talk about a lost art, right? You're door knocking, brother. That's dedicated to the process. That's a commitment to the process. And, when you've got people out there that are stressed and frustrated going, why can't I find any business? And then you hear Kevin over here talking about all the things that he's doing to create that great success. There's no wonder why you're so successful. But for the agents out there that aren't having success, are you doing all these things? Right? Are you out there knocking on those doors? I think not, right? I think not. And that's what it takes. Sometimes people don't want the sexy answer, right? There's this sexy answer as to how this business is happening, man. It's not sexy. It's hard work, dedication, and commitment to the process, man. And that's all you've been doing, and you're killing it. And other people are turning their heads to the point where you've got buyers saying, no, Kevin, you're too successful, which I've never heard before. That one I will remember, my man. But I got to tell you, brother, I'm honored to be here with you. I'm honored to talk to another workhorse who knows that you got to do what it takes to get what you want, man. And that's exactly what you're doing, brother. You're doing what it takes.
That's right. I mean, you get up in the morning, and I've never had a coach, so that's different. But I had if I could keep walking forward, I'm gonna figure whatever out and everything like that.
That's it.
And my first 5 years, I dealt with buyers mostly.
Yeah.
Now it's 70-30, but the listings generate the buyers.
That's right.
I piece off, and I still deal with a lot of them, but I'm trying to transition out of sitting in a car for 3 or 5 hours per day.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out I need to be here so I can call people and
That's right.
do what I'm good at and grow the business side of it, because I just want to hire people and make them successulu
That's it.
That's the whole goal. It's not even about anything else, but it's just hard to how many calls do you guys get from new loan officers? What's the magic recipe?
Yeah.
I get the call from realtors, insurance agents, like
That's right.
different sales companies, and they ask me, well, how do you do this? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard. I mean, but you have to believe in the product.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was 17 or 18, and I was going to sell these stupid knives, and it was called they're the knives everyone sells. The Connecticut Cutco.
Yeah.
Cutco. I hated that job. I was there for 2 days. They're like,
By the way, our videographer gave me that answer. He used to do the same thing.
yeah.
Thanks, John.
When I had a Cutco job, they're like, write down your sphere of influences that you would like to work, call and bring and sell knives. So I wrote down my sphere of influence, and I went through it. I'm like, why am I going to call these people to buy stupid knives? Like, let's go, do something either with cars, houses, luxury yacht. We live in a nice area.
That's right.
And that's going to be the biggest thing. So how do we beat that, and how do we move forward to get that going? And
Yeah.
that's the big thing that, you have to do the work, but you have to be willing to, believe in the work too. If you don't believe in it, you're not going to do anything.
Kevin Bartlett, mastery of basic sales, right? That's what we're talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a phone. Pick it up and do the hard thing that you don't want to do and make connections and have huge results. Huge results, brother. Man, thank you for saying that on the show, because at the end of the day, that's what the people need to hear. The magic beans don't exist. The magic beans are hard work. It's hard work. I want to use an F-bomb here, but I can't do it right now. So, man, good stuff, brother. Good stuff.
It's not selling Sunset or any reality TV. I mean, everyone, people's brands get a lot higher because of that. That's how Sarah, got to where he is. That's how, everyone that was on those shows. But if you look at their cold hard numbers, they're not doing anything, anywhere near the hard work that you actually have to do. And it's all scripted.
That's right.
That's
the reality behind reality TV.
Yeah.
It's been exposed here. It's been exposed, man. Good stuff. Well, Kevin, brother, I'd love to keep you all day because you're super interesting to talk to. Okay? You're funny, man. You're really funny, and I love it. Like, I love your sense of humor. But hey, what have we not explored today on the show that you'd like to get out there, my brother?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is just how to grow your business is, it's a simple plan. That's one thing that if any agent had any questions, they could always reach out to me directly. And, the other thing would be how, it's a working relationship. How can we benefit both sides of, the podcast and the whole audience, to make it a better experience for them, and what are those key questions that they want to know the answers to?
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you something, man. For you, we know what it is. If there's customers out there looking at working with you, it's hard work and dedication. You're committed to the process, and there's no question as to whether they're in good hands with you, because you know the market well. When you're cranking out the amount of units that you're cranking out with your team, you've got a lot of experience in this. So you're leading your people, you're leading them well, and you're putting in whatever it takes to get the job done. And man, that's pretty epic stuff, man. David, anything you'd like to say to Kevin?
No, man. For the audience that's listening, you know what? If I'm buying a house in Cape Coral, call the Kevin Bartlett team. If you're a real estate agent looking for a home, call the Kevin Bartlett team. Looks like he has lots of leads, and he's ready to teach out there. So. Well,
get ready to put in some work, too, because if you're going to keep up with this guy, it's going to take somebody that's willing to put in the effort, right? And that's what you're looking for, I'm sure, is the right people that are willing to do the right things to get big results, right?
Yep.
That's right. I people call me all the time, and they're like, "Well, we don't, we want to sell just 8 to 10 units a year." Okay, that you're not. I'm not the right fit for you.
That's right.
I would rather have people that want to do the work every single day, and and make it a job, not a hobby.
Like-minded people, brother. Like-minded people, right? People that have your some interest. When you set that standard, you set that bar, and that's who you bring on. You attract the best of the best, and you show them how to have amazing results. And let me tell you something: those people that you bring up and you show them how to become successful, they will love you for life, man. They'll be there to support you for life, because they know when they look back at it, Kevin's the guy that showed me how to create this great success, man. So, brother, You're an awesome guy, man. Seriously, like awesome guy. Absolutely love this conversation.
I have a question for you before you let me go.
Shoot.
If anyone on my blog wants to get a hold of you for a loan, how should they get a hold of you?
Well, I'm your connection. My name is David Wynn of the Garcia and Wynn team. My number is 214-794-9100. Again, that's 214-794-9100.
And Kevin, same question goes to you. If any of our followers want to get in touch with Kevin, either to join the team or to be led well in this industry, how do they reach out to you, Kevin?
They can reach out directly to my actual cell phone number, which is 239-826-1891.
There it is, guys. And we're going to put that down in the comments, too. That way, when you call Kevin, because you absolutely should, you're going to get directly to him. And we know he's willing to put in the hours, and you're going to have a great experience as a result of that. So, Kevin, man, the loan slayer or the home slayer out there killing it in this industry, brother. Great to have you on today. And I think we're going to wrap this one up. So, we're your real estate success partners. I'm Devin Dubuc.
I'm David Wynn.
And if you want to catch us, you can see us at realestatesuccesspartner.com. Again, that's realestatesuccesspartner.com. We're on all your major listening platforms, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. And if you want to come over to YouTube, and I think you should, that's where you're going to find us at the Dubuc Team. That's my name, the Dubuc Team. And you'll be able to see all our podcasts, motivationals, pro tips, anything that you want. You'll be able to find Kevin over there with all of his contact information. But until the next time, we'll see you then.
Bye, guys.